Okay, Mary, my name is Garda Howland and this is Garda Thompson. As you know, you've been arrested on suspicion of committing aggravated burglary, which is a very serious offence. We have evidence to suggest that you committed this offence at Doolan's Eurospar in Bandon at approximately 3:20 p.m. yesterday afternoon. You've consulted with your solicitor and we've informed you of your rights. Do you understand all that?
Yeah.
Right. Well, let's go back a bit then. So, Mary, we've had you in here before. You know how it works. We ask some questions, you give us some answers, okay?
Yeah.
So, are you still living out in Douglas, Mary?
Yeah.
Still out in Douglas. And what had you down in Bandon?
No comment.
Was it the fellow we arrested you with? This David fella? David Buckley? Is he your new fella? David Buckley. We know him very well, Mary. Been arrested quite a few times. Drugs, burglary, a few assaults. I wouldn't let any daughter of mine cozy up to a fella like that, to be honest with you, Mary. Do your parents know you're seeing him?
No comment.
Do you know you can get life in prison for aggravated burglary, Mary? Life in prison. It's a serious offence. Not to mention that you scared the life out of poor Mrs. Doolan. She got a good look at you though, Mary. She will certainly be able to identify you. You didn't actually discharge the weapon, so I wouldn't think you get a full life sentence. I wouldn't think anyway. But I've seen fellas go to jail for 10 or 12 years for this sort of thing. 10 or 12 years. No need to panic just yet. Anyway, I'm sure we can sort it out together. You see, my fear is that this was all his idea. I know you've been in there before for drugs, but burglary, that's just not you, girl. A gun? I just don't understand what happened. Look, we've always got on quite well, Mary, haven't we? Did you ever see Mr. Murphy, your old school principal out in Douglas?
No.
Oh, do you know? I used to play hurling with him. Yeah, long ago. So he's always out walking in Douglas. You're finished school a few years now, aren't you, Mary?
Yeah.
Are you working, Mary?
No.
You're not working, no. You're on the dole.
Yeah.
I see. How's your little brother?
It's fine.
Well, we haven't seen him for a while. Is he's okay these
What about
days?
him? This has nothing to do with him.
All right. It's Gary, isn't it?
Yeah. What are you asking me that for?
Just asking.
This has nothing to do with him.
Anyway, tell me now, how come you and David were in Bandon?
No comment.
I see. Well, it's up to you, Mary, really. We have a lot of questions here that we want to ask you, and it would be more pleasant if we just had a bit of a chat about it and try and get things straightened out, you know.
Yeah.
Right. So, what time did you get to Bandon?
No comment.
Right, okay, well look. To be honest with you, Mary, it's not looking good. We know you went into the shop, pointed a gun at the woman behind the counter, took €400 and took off in a car. So your solicitor might well have told you not to say anything, but I don't know, Mary. If it was me, I think I'd want to tell my side of the story. Get it all out there.
Did David put you up to it, Mary?
No comment.
It's all going to come out in the wash anyway, Mary. We're collecting all sorts of evidence. CCTV, forensics, eyewitnesses, statements. There's going to be a ton of evidence against you. David won't be too happy, I'd say. My colleagues are in with him next door. Are you after getting him in trouble, Mary? Or is he after getting you in trouble? Mary, look at me. Look at me, Mary. I have questions that need answers. Look at me. Where did the gun come from?
No comment.
Where did you get the gun, Mary?
No comment.
It's important, Mary. Where did the gun come from?
No comment.
Mary, look at me. Did you buy the gun somewhere?
No comment.
Were you given the gun by someone, Mary?
Did David give you the gun? Well,
My solicitor has advised me not to say anything.
we arrested him too, Mary. He says he knew nothing about a gun. He says he didn't know you had a gun. He says this is all on you, Mary.
It's not looking good. Not looking good at all. The way things are now, it looks like David is an innocent bystander and it was all planned by you. An aggravated burglary. Was it a plan, Mary? Or did you just suddenly decide to do it? It must have been planned, I suppose. You'd hardly hold up a shop on the spur of the moment, would you, Mary?
No comment.
It's one thing to be brought in for small amounts of drugs once or twice in your rebellious youth. But aggravated burglary. Okay, I'm going to give you one more chance now. All right? I cannot go back out there to my boss and tell him that you told me nothing at all. He'll hit the roof. He'll want to do the next interview himself, and he is not as nice as me. Isn't that right, Garda Thompson?
No, he's not.
So why don't you just answer some of my questions? And then I can tell him that we're making progress and that he doesn't need to get involved.
My solicitor told me not to say anything.
I know all that, Mary. I know all of that. But these solicitor types, you can't always trust that they have your best interests at heart.